Sweet, we're in. I think so. Hang on. Can you see? Of course they can see us. Alright guys, welcome to day 5. Is it day 5?
4 and 5.
Day 4 and 5, yeah. So, we missed a vlog yesterday because today we're having a rest day. So we're doing a vlog for every location. So this is a combination of days 4 and 5. We got a lot to catch you up on. Yesterday, everything, literally down to the final straw, broke the camel's back. It was just horrendous, but today everything went right.
Yeah.
So we got a full roller coaster for you, and we're currently in Manito Park in Spokane, and it's glorious. And we've got a bonfire behind us, the biggest fire we could make, which we stole the wood for. Unknowingly. We'll get to that.
So let's go back to
Let's go way back to Moses Lake. Yeah. So our last vlog, we still had yet to watch the Game of Thrones finale.
Yeah.
And we
thoughts?
it was. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Endings are always disappointing for something that long. I can't say that I was fully satisfied. But you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We had a massive supper then as well, didn't we?
We had a huge supper. We went across the street to the to the gas station, sorry, and it was. And James asked how much it was for all the chicken nuggets that they had left, or whatever they were, like chicken popcorn.
Tippers,
yeah, and how much was it?
$1, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then they had a load of chicken strips and chicken
wings and burritos.
Yeah.
And everything.
And all of it, and all in this thing, and it was at 9 o'clock by then, and we asked how much it was for all of that, and she said $3. So we got it all. And we got some drinks and some
2 cakes, 2 apples, banana, corn.
Yeah.
Macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese, yeah. And that's the thing. So this chicken, mac and cheese, and sweet corn cost like $10, and then the fruit alone cost pretty much $10,
Yeah.
which probably says a lot about.
You can't say that because you've got Americans watching.
Yeah, no.
But you know what he means. But anyway, moving on to the morning
Yeah.
after. We knew that we had an issue the day before with Sam's rear tyre.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get it checked out in a bike shop.
3 bunches in 2 days.
Yeah.
Just if you forgot. And
There
yeah.
was one bike shop in Moses Lake, which was en route, which was pretty handy. So we headed down.
Yeah.
It was called the bicycle shop.
Yeah. But the trouble was that we had to wait until 10 a.m. Because that's when it opened. So it was a 120-mile day we had ahead of us, and we had to delay it by probably at least 3 hours from what we would have done, just to get to this bicycle shop because my bike was knackered. Yeah, and then we got there. They whacked in a really thick inner tube and a liner, like a touring liner, which turned out to be not that great. But again, we'll get to that. But it was really, really kind of like so well intentioned, and they said around there you just couldn't have normal inner tubes or tires because there were so many goat head seeds on the track, which these really they look like shards of glass, but they're like plant seeds, and they just pierce the tires so easily. So there's no, especially on these tracks that we're going, there's no wonder they're puncturing so easily. So they really kindly hooked us up with that.
They're amazing. Gave us a water bottle as well,
Yeah.
some rehydration powder for that evening.
Yeah.
So it's great. So we got left there probably about 11:15, would you say?
And bear in mind, they did this all for
Yeah.
free. That was their contribution for this, charity, right? Like, that could have, they were the only bike shop in Moses Lake. They could have charged us 3 figures for that, and just hooked us up for free. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank
The
you.
bicycle shop in Moses Lake. You must visit there if you go by.
Yeah.
But yeah, onwards to
So we left there about 10:45,
yeah.
and then headed to Sam's new favourite place in America,
My favourite. Don't act like you don't love it either.
the bargain mart, whatever it's called. What's it called?
Grocery outlet.
The grocery outlet.
With all those
Cheap
product
food.
defects.
Bulk buys stocked up there for the day,
Insane, yeah.
and
So
then headed out at 11. I think
Yeah.
we probably hit the road.
every day we stock up for about $12.
It's good.
Yeah.
Get out
really
feeling
good.
good. And to be fair, the day started well. I think.
Yeah.
A bit of pain in my knee from the day before, which
Yeah.
was carrying on, and I had been advised by the bicycle shop that it's probably a hyperextension. But dosed up on ibuprofen and paracetamol. Started off, and then
It was
it
pretty.
was alright.
It was pretty slow going. That
Headwind.
tailwind we were praying for didn't come.
No, the opposite.
Pure headwind.
And a hard headwind
just-
as well. It
yeah.
wasn't mild. It was notable.
Yeah, and
So
it
really
was
down over the handlebars, trying to be as aerodynamic as possible
yeah
on the flats, which is not
Yeah.
ideal.
constant rolling hills as well,
Yeah,
which was tough, especially at the start.
but concrete, which we liked.
But concrete, yeah.
Until the
Until,
exciting event
yeah.
of the day, which was rolling up to a T-junction, and the map said to go left down a gravel track, which we'd learned from the 2 days
Yeah.
was not ideal, and so we were thinking about stopping and heading straight on this concrete road and then taking another road later, until this rabid dog
Yeah.
appeared on this track, and
From
I
absolutely
shouted,
nowhere.
"Sam, go!"
And classic James as well, shouting like spotting at first. I was oblivious.
But it was scary, and you know,
So
on gravel
scary.
we take it slow, we take it cautious.
Yeah.
We sprinted,
And it was like
the
a
really scary
mastiff
thing was
type
is it
dog.
kept coming. We kept looking behind; it was still there. Kept going for probably about half a mile.
Which a
until we
good
managed
2
to-
minutes just sprinting as fast
on the
as we
gravel, way down.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. Not good
could.
for
Like
tires. at all.
slipping and sliding all over the place, just what we didn't
Yeah.
need.
So, but we avoided it. We
Terrifying.
avoided the dog attack.
Yeah, but the first time that snapping at my heels was actually a fly literally in my life.
Yeah, it was not
Yeah.
fun. And then
Not
after
at
that,
all.
it just pretty knackered on the gravel track.
Yeah.
Although we hit concrete fairly soon after as well.
Really soon. It was only, to be fair, it's only about a mile
Yeah.
on the gravel, so it wasn't awful.
Mhm.
But the great thing was, there were there's a mixture really of gravel tracks and concrete among these farm plains. Again, couldn't really see anything for miles, which was pretty awesome. And we zigged and zagged up to Odessa. And what was quite nice was that because they were all blocked, we could pick which roads we turn left and right on all the way up, if that makes sense. So we eventually cut a straight line.
Yeah. So if
and-
it was one gravel
yeah.
track didn't work, you could carry on the concrete road. We'd be pretty sure there was another concrete one
Mhm.
running parallel with that later.
Yeah, and so we took a few gambles and they paid off for once.
So we think touch wood, we've worked out how to do it.
How
but
to
we'll
beat
see.
Google
We'll
Maps.
see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, but it was. We were probably 15 miles from Odessa. I told James we were 5.
Not what you want to hear. So this is when the knee started to become a real
Yeah.
issue. It had been hurting the day before, and then that morning, and just the constant pressure being put down on it. I couldn't stand up on the bike to pedal up hills, so it took a long time to get up the hills. And then it got to the point where we had to stop. Physically couldn't carry on, and sort of hobbling on. Then I was cycling essentially with my left leg only.
Yeah.
And so we were looking at different options. One option was to stock up in a drugstore with something like codeine.
And also,
But-
bear in mind, his knee was purple and swollen like a tennis ball. I don't know how he managed to reach Odessa at all, because that's an hour of cycling on a hyperextended knee, which must have been agony. And yeah, but we somehow got there.
We
anyway.
did. And then the first plan was to stock up in drugs. Turns out you can't buy anything stronger than
Yeah.
paracetamol over the counter.
Which
and
must
so-
have changed recently.
Yeah, I
I'm
think so.
sure.
We've been reading blogs saying people stock up on all kinds of things,
Yeah.
bomb themselves, and then head off happy. But whilst that was an option, we're also thinking if I'm riding on it, despite not feeling the pain, it's going to be getting worse.
So early on as well. You
Yeah, I
can't
mean, day 3
risk
is not what you
compounding
want.
that. Yeah.
And so we made the decision to try and get a lift. So at this point, we were 80 miles out. About 80 miles out of Spokane,
Yeah,
where we are
done
now.
our first 40.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the Americans we found throughout this whole trip have been really, really kind. And so, within half an hour, we had 3 offers. And then
Yeah.
we took up Steve
Yeah.
from, where did Steve work?
He worked at Napa Auto Parts.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Napa and Steve. And so after a lot of talking and debating, we decided Sam's going to carry on to cover the miles, and I was going to get a lift with Steve, at least part of the way towards Spokane.
And so this was at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was. It must have been late. It was 4 by the time.
Going towards 4 when we left.
Yeah, by the time we passed our separate rates. Bear in mind as well, these people were just off the streets, like coming and asking out of curiosity what we were doing, and to go out their way to help us along our route like this was insane. So really, really cool of them. And at this point, we parted ways. I set off on the bike onto Davenport and then on to Spokane, which we're currently at.
Yep.
And James got this lift from Steve.
I had a whole other
And-
adventure. Steve was great. We
yeah.
talked about absolutely everything
Oh.
from.
We forgot
Yeah.
the snake story.
Oh yeah, go tell the snake story.
Okay, so snake story. Brief encounter with a snake. It's not that exciting actually.
It was a
But
dead snake.
it was a dead snake. But it was terrifying at the time because James shouted. We were cycling along, and I was kind of absorbed in my map, trying to figure out where to zig and zag. James shouted, "Snake!" And I saw this coiled up figure there, and almost fell out of my saddle for 3 days straight in a row. But I stayed on.
I think that was your first day you didn't fall.
That's my
That's
first
good,
day
that's
I
good,
didn't
yeah.
fall.
But anyway, not
Anyway.
sidetracking, my mum does this.
Yeah.
Back to the point. Steve was amazing, great lift, talked about a whole load of things, and he got me to Davenport. And then Steve, knowing everybody, said, I can fix you up a lift with Mickey. So we waited outside the bank for Mickey. That was all going great. And then, heading down the road with Mickey in his car, a lady in front hit a deer. This deer came out of nowhere, and it flew 50, 100, 150 metres right across off the highway to this field. And it turns out...
Yeah. 50, 100.
Well, let's say 150. It was very impressive. And Mickey knew this girl in front, and so stopped. We looked after her, took her back. She got in the car, went forward, and then they dropped me just outside Spokane, where I got in touch with Bill, who then came and picked me up about 15 minutes later. And from that point,
So what time
I
was
was
that?
happy. So that was probably about 8 o'clock we got here. And that was great. Got the bike unloaded, ice on my knee, ibuprofen, elevation, pressure, and then texted Sam to see where he was. And at this point, 8 o'clock, you were probably 50 miles out, do you think?
Yeah, 8 o'clock. I'm trying to think. That was 8 o'clock. I'd hit Davenport.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was that was my goal. Yeah. So anyway, sidetrack. I'm back from the exciting deer story to a really not exciting cycle. James, didn't miss out one bit. It was so dull. There's basically a road straight north. Straight in one direction anyway, called Highway 28 from Odessa to Davenport, which is 40 miles. So I decided to do it in two 40-mile chunks, and it was just the most boring thing in the world. It was straight for like 10 miles at a time, and you could look into the horizon and see just the road disappear like that. What they teach you in art when you're in like year 2 and you draw it into like that road into nothing, it's like it's like that. And if you saw the Insta stories, you would have seen.
Yeah.
And the most exciting thing I think that I saw was a caterpillar on the road, an orange caterpillar just crawling along, minding its own business. And the second most exciting thing was a black beetle on the road, and that was pretty cool. I saw one as well. Have you seen I don't know why I'm asking you, but anyway, have you seen in the David Attenborough programs where the black beetle was on the sand dune and it stood up on its hind legs, on its forelegs actually, with its bum in the air, and then it collected dew. And then well, there was a beetle doing a headstand, yeah,
That's pretty
and
cool.
it was pretty cool. And this was really dull. This was probably mentally, without James, particularly the hardest part of the ride, because it wasn't only 40 miles from Davenport, it was then another 40 to Spokane, and I was just pedaling to keep going. And I always thought James was gonna drive by me, but it turns out he drove by me while I was taking a shortcut through a little bend in the highway, so I didn't actually get to hear him honk his horn at me, which was devastating. But eventually, so I left Odessa at 4. Probably about 4:15. It took me ages to get to Davenport. I must have got there for just coming up to 8, and as I said, I was really slow going, and I went to this petrol station, and I was running out of food, I was running out of water, and running out of daylight, because daylight was sunset was due to occur in like half an hour after I reached there. And so I stocked up in this petrol station. I downed a litre of Powerade. They don't come any smaller in America. I got a bottle of water, again a litre, and I got a big family sharing packet of gummy bears. And if you can imagine a whole family sharing a packet of gummy bears in America, it's pretty big. And so I stocked up. I was just then called James to update
So I've been
him.
receiving. So we put all this on Instagram, and then Sam's mum had woken up, checked Instagram, seen what was going on, and understandably fairly worried, called me.
At 3 a.m. her time, bear in mind.
And so I was trying to find out where Sam was on the road. Sam was navigating, so not on his phone. But we managed communications over the next couple of hours. And after a tough ride, I assume you got here at what time? Past 11, half 11.
Yeah, so it
which was a huge relief.
Yeah, it was just constantly on the gummy bears to try and maintain the sugar levels, try not crash. It was dark. It got to about an hour out of my final destination, and the light went as well. If you saw the photo on Instagram, actually at 10:15 that I took that photo, literally just after I took the photo and put my phone away, the light went. But luckily I just hit the city, so I could just about follow the street lights in, and there was funny it was all right though. It was quite peaceful in the dark, but again tough going. It was fine. I felt fairly safe because I had a luminescent jacket and my rear light was still going, but yeah, got in Spokane. The hill at the end wasn't
push.
Absolute killer. Last big push, and made it up for 11:30. Well gone dark. James, we're updating him every hour, and he very, very kindly stayed up to make sure I was back safe. And came in, had supper, and just stretched and got to bed straight away. There was no. I was so. Oh, bear in mind, Angela was up as well.
Yeah, she was up.
Massive thank you to Angela. Like, what a lovely host. And I had dinner waiting as well. Just
and Bill too.
Bill too. Yeah, no,
most wonderful couple.
Hadn't met him quite yet.
he hadn't worked the next day and was trying to stay up, and then Angela sort of poked him saying, "Go to bed." And I said, "No, please don't stay up on our account." So he went off to bed, and then
I had the pleasure of meeting him the next day. And straight to bed. Absolutely shattered. That was the biggest ride that I've ever done.
We got a dog.
Hello. Come here. Hey there.
We got to get our ratings right up.
Yeah, we got a dog on our podcast, and third dog attack of the trip.
Hi.
Hey there. We're just filming.
But no, after a really great curry, actually, wasn't it? It was amazing. A whole curry.
Warm, huh?
Oh, there are two dogs.
Yeah, feels so good. Oh, you come here.
We're just we're just filming
aren't you lovely?
vlog.
What's that?
We're just filming a vlog for our doing a big trip, for the cycle trip across the USA.
Oh.
I'll give you a little record of it.
You take a picture?
Yeah, taking a video, yeah.
Oh, you're taking video.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Right. The dogs. The viewers will love the dogs. I don't know if you can see.
What's the video you're taking for?
Just YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
What's the subject?
We're cycling from Seattle to DC.
Recycling.
Yeah. Bicycle.
Oh, bicycling.
Yeah.
I'm totally like
no, not recycling. Yeah.
So what's recycling for?
Yeah. Oh,
where's my other dog? Angel. Angel.
But anyways,
no.
Oh. We
No. There's Angel.
There's something to eat.
Oh, really?
She wants to eat.
Wants to eat it. Sure.
The other one don't know yet.
Yeah.
What's this?
Don't know.
That's
Recycling.
Recycle.
But anyway, after a lovely curry.
Yeah.
Right.
Have fun.
Thank you. We headed to bed, and that was the end of yesterday.
Yes.
And then it was at that point I'd been on the phone to my parents about my knee. Made two very good points. It wasn't worth risking my knee for the trip, but also a hopeful career in the army. So we decided that today was going to be a rest day, much earlier than planned. We're going to take it easy, ice it, elevate it, pressurize it, and all that, and recuperate essentially ahead of tomorrow.
Yeah, because we have probably 3 rest days built. Well, we've got 1 full rest day in Chicago, and we've got 2 further days that could be compounded into one. So we do have a bit of flexibility. Looks like we're going to be skipping out Bozeman now, our stop in Bozeman. But we'll stay in Livingston instead, which is like 25 miles on. And we'll, so it really worth taking the rest now after such a long day and such a tough ride.
But it was a lovely day, as we said. Everything went right.
Yes.
Woke up to an amazing breakfast. We had everything, didn't
super.
we? All kinds of fruit. We had eggs, sausages, toast, jelly.
Homemade bread as well, nonetheless.
That was amazing.
Delicious,
Yeah.
and it was unneeded with like flax seeds and everything seeds, and I'm just gonna learn the recipe because it was just divine.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we went for a tour. Then we went to the bike shop.
Yeah.
Which we've already mentioned. Which is
And that
brilliant.
was
Absolutely brilliant.
So what did you get done?
What did I get? We got refitted, so we got on the bikes, and they sort of took a video of us, and they could analyse that. And so my saddle got put down a couple of millimetres. They just all adjusted slightly so that it should be better on the bike.
Yeah.
And new saddle as well, which is
James has a big ass.
apparently.
And his
but
Bianchi
yeah,
one's
that's
too narrow, so he put a Specialized one on top. It's
Not
out there,
happy.
the whole world knows.
Not happy. And then Sam,
Yeah.
you got a lot done.
I got so much. The front derailleur was all disaligned, so got that fixed up, so now I can actually change gear. I got all lubed up as well. Got the
bike.
got all lubed up, and I got refitted.
The tyres as well.
Yeah, and the tyres. So got the back tyre replaced altogether, new inner tube as well. Turns out that liner that very kindly, with all the best intentions of putting in Moses Lake, actually was picking up a lot of the dirt and wearing away the tyre. So when he tried to spray it with a muck off spray, the whole thing exploded like a gunshot, and I jumped out of my skin and got the front one replaced as well. Didn't ask for that, but it was fine. I mean, I was got a long tour ahead of us, and it's pretty knackered for the gravel, so probably useful. Bought a couple of spare inner tubes as well.
Had a great latte there.
Yeah.
And a really nice peanut butter flapjack. Very, very nice.
And
but they're also friendly there. Josh, especially, thank you for helping.
Lovely.
Helping me out. That was really useful.
Lovely. And they fitted us for free as well. I mean, it was just
amazing.
Really, really generous of them. I mean, it's still, the thing is with cycling, it's such an expensive hobby, so we each spent over $100 on this new equipment. So it's which is a lot to spend this early on, but we got that in our budget, especially with the generosity of the warm shower. So
exactly.
Really meant that
saving money here, so we can spend it there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was great, and really nice to meet all the local cyclists as well, and to speak to people about what they got up to here. It's great. And then after that, we went for our tour of Spokane. Which is great. We got on the electric scooters, so rather like a Boris bike in London. Here they have electric scooters that you can scan with your phone and take you around.
So cool, and they go quick as well. We reached heights of
17 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which is fast for us.
Yeah. Exactly. No equipment to weigh us down. We were flying through those streets. The river was just gorgeous, absolutely pounding over these basalt rocks. Was really impressive. Angela told us all about the history of the area, the native Indians
brilliant
there.
tour guide.
Yeah, and the salmon that they used to hunt and the bears used to hunt as well.
We've got the ice cream as well.
Got the ice cream.
I had an espresso ice cream.
So good. I forget the name of the shop.
You had banana ice cream.
I had banana. It was surprisingly good. For those of you who like banana milkshakes, it was that but an ice cream with little toffee bits inside. So I fully recommend.
So frozen banana milkshake, right?
Yeah, that's not what it was.
But no, that was great. A really nice day in the city.
Yeah.
And then guess where we went after that? Your favourite place.
Oh, we went to the grocery outlet. Yes.
So excited to hear they had one here too.
It was so good.
So we stocked up for tomorrow.
And we got a 12-pack of those Cliff Bars, which we love. We when we were at Ballmasters, we just ate a load of their samples because they had a set up there, and we ate a load of their samples, and they're brilliant. And we got a 12-pack for $6, and we were chuffed because that would cost probably triple as much more usually. And so whatever defect was on that packaging, thank you, Cliff. And got some Nature Valley bars and some sandwiches for tomorrow.
And then headed back here for a barbecue cooked by Bill, which is absolutely amazing in the garden.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful evening.
The
Great
biggest burgers you've ever seen.
Great corn.
Yeah.
It's
with
perfect.
spices on the corn.
Absolutely perfect.
Melted in your mouth, really did. It was, and Bill, of course, lovely company. Couldn't have wished for a better afternoon. And
we finished it off
yeah,
with a walk around the park
yeah,
and a bonfire.
yeah.
Which was really cool.
Which was so everyone's so friendly. Like Bill was just, talking to people he didn't know, and it was like we chatted to a guy with this awesome speedboat on the lake, which is so cool.
Remote controlled lake.
Yeah, yeah, no, it wasn't that. But this lake freezes over in the winter as well, and they play ice hockey on it. And he walks over it on his way to work, and it's just. And we saw some geese and their
Geese and
little
ducklings that we're going to go with.
yeah, it's
Just getting off the ugly duckling.
yeah. And
But it's
they.
been great, and we've sat here at the sunset.
Mhm.
It is now 10 to 10. The fire's just about gone out,
Yeah,
and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for bed.
yeah. We struggled with the timer. James set up a makeshift tripod, and we had a lot of fun trying to
Yeah.
get a group photo with that. Which
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Bear Grylls in the making. And yeah, I had a lovely little chat with
Yeah.
Angela and Bill.
Some great photos, which are all on Instagram.
Yeah,
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Just need to thank First Touch Football,
yeah,
the
Big
bicycle
thanks.
shop
yeah,
yesterday, the bicycle shop today,
yeah. Wheel Sports Spokane.
Wheel Sports Spokane.
No, Wheel
yeah.
Sport Bikes.
Yeah, I think so.
One of the
He's
two.
on Instagram, check it out.
Yeah,
Raw Velo, thank you very much. And to everyone who's donated to Crisis,
Mhm.
which is such a good cause.
Yeah.
And when it gets tough here, we think about that and why we're doing it, and that gets us through.
yeah. Really inspires
Sometimes.
us. Yeah, and the link to that is on our Instagram page. So just
Should we
go
put that on the
and have
YouTube
a-
bio as well?
We'll put it on the
bio.
YouTube
So go
description as well.
and donate. It's a
Yeah.
great cause. Check it out. And that's about it.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Update you after 100 miles on our way to Wallace. Next
Wallace,
location,
yeah.
out of Washington, I believe.
Yes, new state tomorrow. Very excited.
Yeah, new time zone.
Yes, bye now.
New time zone. How close to the UK.